Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be letting you know the step by step and the documentation you need to start gathering ahead of your relocation to Canada in 2026. Now, I am aware that a lot of agents are out there, or there are a lot of scammers that are out there. Some of them are already planning and say, how do we scam people in 2026? Because they know a lot of people are desperate to move or to relocate. But because I don't want you to fall victim, I don't want you to fall victim, and that's why I am making this video and letting you know that you can do it all by yourself. So a lot of people have actually asked me when I start discussing with people and say that, oh, you want to relocate to Canada, you want to relocate out of the country, they will ask you, did somebody help you? Did you use an agent? Did you do this? Did you do that? I was like, oh, I did not use any agent. I did it myself. When I say myself and my husband, because we're one, right? So we did it all by ourselves. We did all the gathering, all the documentations ourselves. And I'm going to be telling you the step-by-step process for you to do that. The number one thing you need to do is you need to do your verification, your credential verification through what we call the West. The beautiful thing about the West is that West actually lasts for 5 years, and I'm in faith with you that before the end of the 5 years, you will have gotten what you needed. So, yeah. So because your educational background is outside Canada, irrespective of any country, maybe from Nigeria, from Ghana, from XYZ, it's very important that the Canadian government or the IRCC evaluate it or verify that that education that you claim is the same as what is being offered here in Canada, and that's the way. So I evaluated the highest, the highest educational degree that you have. I didn't have to do my BSc, or I didn't have to do my, your primary school or anything, or your WAEC. It was just my my highest degree, which is my master's degree that I did. Myself and my husband, we also did. When we did our West, inflation has happened, and it's so bad. It's so sad. When we did our West, it was $100, but now it's $240. I know. But don't worry, God is going to make us supply available. That's why I said in my last video, pray about it, let God lead you, and every other thing will fall in place. Yes, it's going to stretch you because relocation is a huge financial capital, and that's why the last thing that I also want is, like, when people are now being scammed, they're going to really spend a lot of money. So why are they going to be scammed again? When you do your West without reaching out to your school, your university, or the college that you obtained those degrees from, you need to submit your transcripts. So the thing about West is that you need to actually reach out to your school, and they need to process a transcript. The transcript cannot be delivered by yourself. It has to be sent from your university or from your college to West directly. And that's where they will know that, there's no, nobody is actually checking anything or changing anything, or, there's no mago that we say in Nigeria, right? So I don't know how long West takes. I think it can take about 3 weeks. Let's check. How long does work take? So I'm going to check online. How long does West takes to evaluate? Yeah. So West takes about 35 business days. 35 business days, they said 7 for standard evaluation and 35 business days for IRCC. So 35 business days should be about 1 to 2 months. So it's not like something that happens right on the spot. And that's why I always say, if you have reached out to me before, I said, go and do your West. Before you even talk to me at all, go and do your West. Now that you have done your West, wait for that time. Don't just say, okay, now that I've done my West, I need to rush and go and do my IELTS. No, before you do your IELTS, West is good. The second thing I want you to do is you need to check your CRS score. Now, CRS score is when you and your partner, if you're traveling as a family, you need to sit down to evaluate your everything you have. To even know, because this express entry operates by set of rules, and those rules are not so difficult. So you need to know what is even our standing, right? Yes, I know you are believing God, you are in faith for it, but you need to also know what is our current situation. And that includes, now, there are basically 5 things that IRCC actually evaluate for, and you can easily check it through what they call the comprehensive ranking system. Just check online, comprehensive ranking system. I've also done a video on my channel to tell you how to relocate, like how to calculate your comprehensive ranking system. I'm going to link it there. So click on it afterwards. All right, so I said 5 things. Number 1, your age. So you need to determine between you and your spouse. I'm assuming that I'm talking to spouse. You need to determine between you and your spouse to say who is the youngest. So what I usually say is that I usually tell my friends or anybody that reach out to me, like yourself, like, how do I even put it? Your husband, you create a profile for your husband, like it's a simulation. It's not like the real thing. So do like this, your husband is the primary applicant, and do yourself as a primary, as a dependent. Do another one that you as a primary applicant, like the wife, and the husband as a dependent, and look at who has the highest score. So for example, myself and my husband, we did our own. At that point, my husband was about 30, and I was less than 30. So we did our own, we did the evaluation. I have the same qualification like my husband has. He has master's degree. So they do evaluations based on 5 things. Number 1 is your age. Number 2 is your academic qualification. Number 3 is your work experience. Number 4 is your IELTS. And number 5 is or other factors, which include if your spouse is following you, which include do you have any family member here in Canada, which include do you have any French, which include do you have any work experience in Canada, do you have a job offer, do you have NOC. Those are the ones. They're about 15 factors, right? But I'm actually categorizing them into 5. So, but the main one are just the age, your work experience, your education, your, if your spouse is following you, and XYZ otherwise. So you need to do that one. It's online. The tool that is online. It's free. It's available to everyone. So I have seen people that in the course of their evaluation, they found out that their score is very low. Good. It's okay if your score is very low. Like I've seen people that their scores actually, like after doing the evaluation, it's about 400. Let's see. What's the last score? What's the last CRS score Canada picked? Let's look for it. So the latest that was picked was 399. Was it 399? Okay, so it was French, 399. That was the last one that was picked. Then the previous one was educational category based, which is travel. There's another one, nomination, which is 746. They picked. I want to see the last call that they picked. I think it was 729. That's a bit high, but don't be discouraged. That score, let it not freak you. Your own is just the right thing, which is what I'm actually telling you about. So you've done your worst. So the next thing is you need to do your CRS score, so you will know what is actually happening. Now, one thing that is very important is that I have seen people when they did their CRS score, they were very, very intentional. I have seen people that have gone to actually, enroll for master's degree, because the higher you have, especially if you are more than 30, even if you are less than 30, if you have master's degree, the better for you. So I have seen somebody that actually enroll, especially for like there's some university in Nigeria or whatever country you are, you want to just find out. There's some university in my home country that if you start in January, you can actually get finished in December. Good for you, right? So if it requires you to go and have additional education, I feel it's part of planning, is worth it. So if you have master's degree, good for you. Just go take your, what would I call it, your IELTS. So because if you don't have master's degree, if you don't have 2 degrees, your chances might be lower. You need it, especially if you're less than 30 or even you're above 30. Good. So now that you've done that, the number 3 thing, which is very, very, very important, is your IELTS, your English proficiency test. Now, even though I always talk about IELTS a lot, IELTS is not paying you, but I want to tell you that there are also other exams that you can take. You can take CELP, you can take PT. In fact, you can take IELTS. Without taking any of those exams, there is no way you can even be eligible to be in the express entry pool. When I'm saying preparing, I'm saying prepare very well. Self-study is good. I did self-study throughout, even though I would never encourage self-study, because the exam is not just about, the exam is more like strategy. You need somebody to show you the strategy, show you the way, so that you won't have to be using your money to buy again and again. So it's good if you can go take some classes, take 1 or 2 month classes. It's worth it. I mean, before I left Nigeria, I was an IELTS tutor. I was an IELTS tutor and I took over 50 students, so it's worth it. And I was able to even open the eyes of my students and say, this is what you should read, this is how you should read, this is how you should prepare. And I still were very lucky because they learned from my failure and they were not able to fail. So that express entry, you need in your listening, you need at least 8.0. That's the reality. In your reading, you need at least 7.0. The higher you have, the better for you. In your writing, you need 7.0. The higher you have, the better for you. But the lower you have, you don't even want something lower than that. In your speaking, you need 7.5. You don't even want something lower than that because the higher is better for you, especially with these big numbers they are calling. Now, having done that, there are some other things you can actually do to also boost your score. Number one thing is taking French. I know French is hard because the IELTS, the French exam, also very similar to IELTS. So, but if you want to take French, that's good for you. Or if you want to also think that there are other things you can do, which is the French. But if you don't even have the French, you've just done the 3 things that I asked you to do. You've done your WES, you've done your age evaluation to know who is going to be the primary applicant. Number 3, you also done your IELTS. Just be in the pool. Go and open the Canada Express entry pool. Now, the thing is that time and chance happiness to them, right? So what I mean by time and chance is that if you are in the pool, because there's some category that have more edge. For example, I don't want this video to be too long. For example, the health category have a lot of edge. Agriculture, now I'm seeing now education, and I know French, and that's why people say go and learn French, right? But if you're into health, I know teaching at a point also have some edge, but I know health, I know there was time there was trade. So if you even have like a little bit of work experience around health or around agriculture or even around education, I would encourage you to be in the pool, even if your points isn't so much. Just be in the pool. Just do your best. Like, I remember when I was in uni, we usually say this word. I say, do your best and leave the rest to God. Be in the pool, because apart from the whole category based, there are also opportunities like the provincial nomination. There are some provinces that come into the pool. It looks like a biblical expression of this pool, like a pool of water. There are some provinces that come into the pool and they said, oh, they just pick randomly. And if any province pick you, automatically you have 600 points. So those are things I'll just tell you to do. Is like in 2026, I'm going to do another video. So look out for the next episode. In 2026, don't let it be hard that somebody is scamming you and somebody is promising you in their house and say, don't worry, we'll help you run it. The Federal Skilled Workers Program is very transparent. This is everything that I've told you is what it is. It is what I did. I did my WES, I did my IELTS, I have a master's degree, and I put myself in the pool. Myself and my husband, we created a profile and we're in the pool, and that was all. Even though we be in the pool lasted for a while, we were in the pool for close to 2 years, but I've seen people that they were in the pool in less than a year, they were chosen. And that's the thing, like there's no rush. And that's why I said, like, start it, let's be part of your plan. The earlier the better, because you might say that it's not something that can happen like, yes, now. Some people, it happens to them now. But a typical example, most people, it's not something that happens like today or tomorrow. So that's why you need to start doing whatever you need to do and carry on with your life. What the rush, right? So just do what I asked you to do. And if you have any question, drop it in the comment section. Because you've been saying this year is your year. This year is your year, but you need to also take some steps. Watch out for my next video on Japan series. Bye, guys.